Hello, friends. This reflection is for the third Sunday of Easter. Happy Easter to all. Now, mind you, if you're paying attention to the readings, we're going to be hearing from the New Testament going forward for a duration of the Easter season. And one such book in particular we'll be hearing from is the Acts of the Apostles, which will take the place of the Old Testament readings for the first reading. Okay? And let's face it, the Acts of the Apostles, everything that came after that is a tough act to follow. That was a pun, by the way. Okay. Now, what we see here in the Acts of the Apostles is we see that St. Peter, in the second chapter, he stood up and he gives the authority that was given to him by God. And he quotes a line from Psalm 16, which was written by David. You have made known to me the paths of life. You will find me with joy in your presence. It's such profound words, isn't it? But I think there's a meaning behind it too as we look at the gospel that was chosen for today, for this Sunday. And that is the account of the road to Emmaus. Every time I hear about this account, I always think of the fact that I see it as a metaphor because we are reminded that we don't walk alone when it comes to our faith journey. Christ is always with us. And of course, for 40 days since he rose from the dead, he was making all these appearances to his disciples, his apostles. And people were astonished that he appeared before them. Everything that he did when he was alive, he would do it. And of course, he wasn't a ghost because, ghosts are, you can see through and, there's kind of spiritual. They're like, they're spirited, right? But here it's like, it's actual Christ in his, in bodily form. In addition, we also hear from the letter of St. Peter, in which he talks about that Christ was known before the foundation of the world, but revealed in the final time, in the final time. And he reminds us that our faith and hope remains in God. Now, if we look at the road to Emmaus, the people that were walking along who didn't recognize who Christ was until they pointed out his actions, his gestures, and whatever, and everything, they would say, "Stay with us, Lord." And I think it's a really profound prayer to really understand the concept of the road to Emmaus. There are times in our lives that we're going to struggle. We feel like that God's going to abandon us, but he won't. The only thing that can happen is we abandon him. Christ never abandons us. He stays with us. St. John Henry Newman puts it well when he wrote, "For so it was ordained that Christ should not be both seen and known at once. First he was seen, then he was known. Only by faith is he known to be present. He is not recognized by sight. When we opened his disciples' eyes, he had once vanished. He removed his visible presence and left but a memorial of himself. He vanished from sight that he might be present in the sacrament, and in order to connect his visible presence with his presence invisible. He for one instant manifested himself while he passed from his hiding place of sight without knowledge to that of knowledge without sight." St. John Henry Newman will continue to say, Christ has promised he will be with us to the end. What profound words from one of the newest doctor of the Catholic Church. One of the things that has given me great joy in the past few weeks is I was following the faith journey of so many who came into the church this year, such as Nisa Powers, who was interviewed by Lila Rose on her podcast for Live Action. In addition, I was also amazed by Aubrey Kern, who herself had a radical conversion to faith, and as a matter of fact, Aubrey just came into the church this Easter, and Nisa, of course, he did hit a bump on the road, but God hasn't abandoned him. He has not abandoned Aubrey, who showed her the way. And if there are any converts to the faith, whether it's just this Easter, last Easter, or how many years ago, Christ is showing you the way. And there are those of you who are questioning or wondering, well, where is God in everything? He's closer than you will ever realize. He is in your midst. He is before you. He will never abandon you. In turn, you must never abandon him. It is because we walk by faith, he is with us. We need to walk by sight, because it is faith we acknowledge the fact that Christ is with us through the tumultuous times, the tribulations, even the good. He is present, and he wants to accompany you in your faith journey. Let him be by your side. Walk in faith, friends, with the hope that God is with you, and he will never forget you. Walk by faith, not by sight, as the prophet Micah will remind us. Happy Easter, friends. Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. Hallelujah. God bless.